Hey everybody, Rachel Mikulov here from Empire Tax Professionals, and today I wanted to go live because I'm just seeing a lot of business owners struggling out there because of COVID-19, and a lot of businesses are they may close their doors because they don't have the right resources so they could grow their company, and or even enough information so they could scale their company to either 6 or 7 figures. I want to share a lot of information with you, and so I can help you. And then you know what happens if you help other people, then you always get it back. So one of the questions that somebody asked earlier on Facebook was, what did we do, or what are the top things that I did in order for me to hit 6 to 7 figures? So Arnie asked, what are the top things that helped me break through from six to 7 figures in an annual basis? And there are specific things that I did, in order for me to go there. So honestly, I was obsessed with what I wanted. I mean, I think you need to be obsessed. So I just wanted to be obsessed. I kept on saying, okay, this is exactly what I want. I want to hit $1 million. I want to hit, $100,000 on a monthly basis. And exactly what am I going to do? How am I going to hit it? And when you think about something consistently, the energy, I feel like, just takes you there and helps you get what you want. So there were specific things that helped me get to, 7 figures in 1 year. And one of them was coaching. So back in 2016, I was at like 5 to 600K range, and I didn't know what to do. I was honestly overworking. I had a lot of people on staff. I was profitable, but I didn't know what I was doing. And I was like, oh my God, I really want to hit $1 million. What am I going to do? How am I going to get there? Who do I need to hire? And I was just like, I kept on getting scammed by marketers around the area, not the people that are online, but like around the area where they say that they're going to do all these things for you and they end up not doing it, and you just get burned and hiring the wrong people. And then I was just at a point where I'm like, that's it. I need help and I don't know what to do. So I met my coach back in 2016, and he's like, Rachel, your pricing is way too low. You have enough value. You have a lot of information. Let's just restructure everything. So I had to restructure my pricing, my value. I restructured my entire team. I kept on consistently going to masterminds from 2016. And then I think last year was the first year where we hit, 7 figures and above, actually way above. I think in September we hit 7 figures last year. So like what I did was mainly hire a coach who was able to specifically tell me in my business what is right, what is wrong, and what needs to be done in order for me to, give more value to my clients and obviously make more money. Okay. So coaching / masterminds. Now, I attend a lot of masterminds. I think like 3 to 4. I'm part of 3 to 4 groups just so I could get a little bit from here, a little bit from there. And I pay about, I would say, 100K on an annual basis to specific masterminds because I don't want to waste time. I'm that kind of person that I want to know everything, and I'm just going to absorb everything that I can just so I can implement it as much as I can. So last week I went to a virtual mastermind, and it honestly changed my entire life. And, there's different stages that you are in your life. And sometimes when you hear something, it doesn't really apply to you at that time. So that's why it's so important for you to go to constant masterminds, at least every single 90 days. So when you hear something, you take a few things, you change it, and then the next, mastermind, you're just going to make additional changes. So I heard that I needed to hire a operator last year. I heard it several times, and it just didn't click. It didn't click. So the last mastermind that I went to, I just said, that's it. I need an operator. I'm working way too hard in my company. I'm helping every single person. I'm everywhere and I'm working way too much, and I really need an operator. So I hired an operator, actually promoted my admin to an operator, to an operation manager. And then I hired a new admin person to take over emails, phone calls, and there's just so many things that I changed just because of that mastermind. And so I hired an admin person. I hired an operations manager. I let go of a few people because from that mastermind, I knew exactly what my vision was, right? I know exactly what I want. And that's what you really need to know. You need to know exactly what you want, why you want it. What is your vision? Where do you think you're going to be going? And then step back. So there were a few people that I had to let go who were honestly great. I have nothing against them, but they just didn't, their skills did not match where I'm going. So I had to let go of 3 people, literally, last week. And they're helping me, and I'm going to, help them and give them like reference letters, etc. But you just need to know exactly where you want to go in order for you to make sure that your team wants to go with you and for you to have clarity in your business. Now, guys, I'm not a coach. I have no intentions of becoming a coach. I don't want to be a coach. I just want to share a lot of insights with, other business owners to help you get to 7 figures, because I went through hell in order for me to hit 7 figures. And I had to, hire several coaches in order for me to get there. And there are a lot of times that they did not give me exactly what I needed. So I had to just, waste my time with several coaches to see what's the right coach for me. So there was somebody that asked me, how did I find the proper coach? I think, or how did I find the proper mastermind? You really need to know where are you in your business? What stage are you in? How much are you making? What do you need to do? I think, if you're making anywhere between like $50,000 to $100,000, if you read a book a week, that may be the cheapest coach for you at that time, because books really tell you exactly what you need. As soon as I read a chapter, my mind is racing. I have a million ideas. Okay, I need to hire this person. I need to do this. I need to change this. There's so many things that we need to change. And even at my stage, because my goal is I want to hit 5 million the next, possibly, I would say 2 years. I think we're going to hit, I don't know how much we're going to hit this year, but you just need to know. You just need to consistently read and change, which is another thing that a lot of business owners don't want to do. They don't want to change. They're so used to having the old way, and you need to change consistently. Like I said, last week, I went to, a mastermind. I promoted my admin the same day on Friday. I promoted my admin to operations manager. We hired a new executive assistant who could handle all of the emails, phone calls, and everything. And trust me, even travel, I don't want to take care of my travel anymore. I want to just be the CEO of my company. And I keep on telling my operations manager, guys, don't ask me to do anything. I want to make sure that I'm the CEO of my company. I don't want to, do anything that has nothing to do with being a CEO. So you guys, if you want to be business owners, it's a dream to be. Obviously, there's a lot for me to grow and there's a lot for me to change, but conferences, masterminds, and coaching was one of the things that really helped me go from 500K to I would say 1.6 year to date. Okay. So really, it's so important, again, to hire the proper coach. Now, you need to know what's good for you. Don't hire a generalist, right? You don't want to hire a general coach. That's not the best thing for you. You want to hire somebody that could specifically look into your business and let you know what you need to do. Now, there's specific functions in every single business that is obvious, right? You look at sales, okay? Now, how much do you need in order for you to hit $1 million? It's like $83,000 on an annual basis, right? Now then, look at how many people do you need to speak to. You don't really need a coach for that. Sometimes YouTube videos can help you here and there, but I just want to be very careful with the proper coaches, because sometimes they charge you $20,000 and you're not even making 100 to 150K. So it may be expensive from an accountant's perspective. So I don't want to tell everybody, hey, you need to hire a coach, and then all of a sudden you're throwing money out there. I don't want that. I want to make sure that you did what you needed to do. So, it really, the truth, the answer is it really depends. When my business is 14 years, right? So I did everything. I did everything for me to hit $1 million. And I couldn't, I hired more people again. I had a big office. I marketed on Yelp and Google and everything. And it was just impossible. And there are a lot of coaches out there, by the way, guys, that say they hit $1 million. And that means they hit $1 million within 3-4 years, right? So that's like $250K per year. That's average. I don't know. So I just want to like be very careful when somebody advertises on there and says, oh, I hit $1 million. Was it annually, or was it, $250,000 per year for the average of 4 years, or $500K for each year? Just ask proper questions, because to be honest with you, I got burned with a coach that said, yes, I can help you get hit $1 million. She didn't even hit $1 million herself. I paid her $6,000 and I got no results. So I find it very hard for me to believe, someone helping me get to a specific point when they never hit it themselves. For me, maybe that's a mindset issue, but it was really hard for me to, trust somebody because they had no experience. So again, masterminds, coaching, conferences was one of the biggest things that helped me get to 7 figures. And it's consistent revenue. It's not just it's not just one time. We have monthly clients and we have monthly recurring clients. So again, think about your offer. Think about what people need. Think about the proper pricing. Think about, you want to hit $84,000 on a monthly basis in consistent revenue. So just like rent, every first of the month, you want to hit $84,000. What exactly what do people really need, in order for you to, get that? And Ralph, thank you so much. I saw your testimonial. You're just one of a kind. You're one genius person, and I think every single person really needs to follow you. I'm so blessed to have a friend like you. So thank you for your kind words. So back to what I was saying, and Ralph actually recommended another mastermind, and he's always connected with the entire world. So everybody should really be connected with him. But it's also, again, getting into masterminds, coaching. If you're making, and guys, I'm not a coach, I'm just giving you my personal experience. If you're making anywhere between like $50,000 to $100,000, I would highly recommend reading a book every single week. That may be the cheapest way. Read a book, start failing, start implementing, start failing. Hire a marketing person, hire a salesperson, transition yourself into sales if you're in the delivery side, which is what I did, right? I moved over from being an accountant in my office, which I do oversee a lot of the work, but I moved over to marketing so I could grow my company to the very next level. And it was one of the hardest transitions ever, because I am an accountant by default, right? I'm licensed by the IRS, and it was so hard for me to transition. But if you want to be a big business owner, then that is where you need to go. You just need to delegate as much as you can, and you need to delegate it to proper people, okay? You can't just hire somebody and just delegate. You need to make sure that you have a relationship with that person. You trust that person, and they will be an extra set of eyes, because especially with accounting, one mistake can cost you thousands of dollars, and sometimes it may not even be worth it, okay? So I don't know if a lot of people here are accountants. Obviously, I'm sure you guys aren't. Just business owners. You just, again, read a book a week that's related to your field. Read sales books for the month of January, let's say, or now. Read sales books. Then go into marketing. Go into finances. Do you know how many people I speak to that don't have their finances right? And it may even be too late. So I spoke to a client this week who's in his 70s. He's an insurance broker making about $400,000 to $500,000 on an annual basis, paying $5,000 a month in rent in New York City, and can't pay his taxes. He owes over 6 figures in taxes, every single year, and he can't pay his taxes. He doesn't own his property. Okay, that's one big mistake that he did. He's in his 70s. How can you not own your property? And a lot of people, they're just like working, and they have everything backwards. I looked at his statements, and he spent several thousands of dollars of decorating his rental apartment. I mean, it doesn't make sense. So, I started my business when I was like 22 or 23 years old. And it was the best thing. I mean, I was really sick. I wanted to be with my kids, and I just wanted to start my business, and started off with 100 clients, and now, thank God, we have over 1,000 clients. But you need to, again, and the one thing, if I could bring it down to one thing that changed my company that helped me hit 7 figures on an annual basis. And again, guys, it's May, and we're about to hit 7 figures. Probably, I think, maybe next month we're going to hit 7 figures year to date. And the one thing I would say is education. That's the only thing that really helped me get there, because as soon as people feel that you're confident, you're able to get them the end result. If I'm able to help a client save $50,000 in taxes or $20,000 in taxes, and I have a fee and they trust me, then it doesn't make, it's easy, right? It's just, it's just easy. So, again, education, confidence is another thing. You want to build up your confidence. And the way that you build up confidence is getting results for your clients, right? So if clients go out there and they say, Rachel, help me save, X amount of thousands of dollars in taxes, then you feel even more confident. Or if a client just randomly calls you and says, you just changed my life. You just got, I had several clients this week who said, Rachel, I helped you see, thank you so much. You helped me stay in business because I was able to help them get the $150,000 grant. A few clients called me today. Let me just see messages. A few clients today that said, they got $150,000 in grants, and they are able to reuse those funds into what's it called? Sorry, I got distracted. They're able to use those funds into operating, right? So operating expenses, marketing, hire marketers, and hire, maybe take a month off and just change your whole company, change everything. Now is the perfect time because you're stepping back. It's actually quiet. Every single year, my favorite two holidays are Thanksgiving and Christmas. Why? I don't really celebrate it, but because the entire world is so quiet, right? I could do so much. I could actually, just once a month, last year, because my coach lived in Florida, I would go to the beach and I would think. And a lot of people that hit seven figures, they just stop and they think, okay, not consistently go, they're going, because where are you going? What are you doing? Sometimes I ask myself, what is the end result? Where do I want to go? And you need to calculate your time, because you don't want to work 24 hours. You need to calculate how much money do you want to be making on a monthly basis. You want to calculate your profit, right? So you don't want to be making, I have clients that make $1 million and their expenses are 1.1. They're losing money, right? You don't want to be in a business where you're losing money. You need to have financial literacy from the very beginning. And a side point, guys, what you want to also do is, right now the market is about to crash. I think personally, and I actually was looking at a building recently that was 1.1. Now it's $900,000. Okay, we're looking at a building for an office space because I want to get out of this space and I want to own my own building. That's my next goal. You guys need to look at purchasing your own homes, and when the market is down, it's the perfect time to purchase, because in a few years, if I buy that property for $900,000, it may be 1.4, it may be 1.5, and if you live in that home for 2 out of the 5 years and you're married, the capital gains, you don't get taxed up to the profit of $500,000. So there you go, you have $500,000 in your bank account, and it's not even taxable. So there's so many ways that you are able to build wealth, and you need to really understand how you're going to build wealth. What are you going to do? And a lot of there's specific pillars in business. And one of them I would say is purchase your home young, okay? Because within time, when you're living in the home is always going to, it's always going to go up. Always. Real estate will always go up. It may go down now, but then in 5 years, it may go up. And I sold my home at a profit. At that time, everybody thought I was crazy. Rachel, you're crazy. You're purchasing this house for this amount. Yeah, I got my father's blessing at that time, and it was the best decision I've ever made. And we sold it this year. So it's one of the things that people really need to know. A lot of people are renting. First things first is you want to make enough money in your business so you could buy your own home, and in a place where you could sell it, right? Sell it for a lot of more, a higher profit, and etc. So again, I don't know how I got to that, but like I mentioned before, in 2016, it was really hard for me to hit $600,000, and what got me to $1 million in 1 year in an annual basis was coaching. Hi, Alex Sharfin. He is one of the best coaches ever, guys. Alex Sharfin. He's the virtual. He's the summit his summit was when I went last quarter. Not last quarter. I'm losing it. Last week. And his mastermind really changed me, where we were able to hire an operator and hire an executive assistant. And like I said, I let go of a few people. So coaching and having and attending specific masterminds was one of the things that helped me get to 7 figures. The other thing is, like I mentioned before, is reading consistently. You want to read every single week, whether, and then just like take ideas, whether it's really relatable or not. You would want to read books on sales, on marketing, on delivery, on, teams, on how to delegate things to your teams, on leadership specifically. How do you delegate more to your team? What can you do? What are you supposed to do as the CEO? So you're only focused on the CEO tasks, and understanding your profit and loss reports, understanding your balance sheets and how it helps you or how it hurts you. What expenses do you need and how can you save money on taxes really helps you put more money into your pocket, so you're able to reinvest that into other things, okay? The other things that help me really, and this is going to be crazy, and I always like to give answers that are not the same as most leaders, is the energy, okay? Energy is one of the most important things that I think a CEO or an entrepreneur really needs. I do everything I can to have very high and positive energy, and it does flow through to my team. I had a boss in the previous years who was just like low energy, a low tone, and I can't work with people like that. So high energy, it just helps you. Like I even think I got more clients because of it, because people want to work with people that have high energy, that love speed, that just fast people. You just want to work with people like that. So do everything you can when you wake up in the morning. And Alex Sharfin has a very good morning routine. You wake up, and my morning routine is, I'm working on it. I'm reading his books and everything. But my morning routine is I wake up happy no matter what. There are things that are going to happen to everybody. And no matter what, you just wake up happy. I blast my music. I drive really fast to work. I need, energy. I may run around the park with my husband. And you just want to have, positive energy, and listen to something, Tony Robbins in the morning, or something that may help you get through the day. Because when you have that peak state, right, at the highest in the morning, then the entire day will just be great. I go to like restaurants in the morning, and a lot of people are like, oh, they're just dragging out of bed, or they don't know, what they want to do, or they just don't have a vision. They don't know where they want to go. I don't know. I can't even have friends like that. To be really honest with you, because it affects me. It just like, nope, next. I just can't. You just want to like, again, positive feedback, stay around positive people, and your circle is so important. The people at the mastermind, I was able to meet specific people that are in my like circle. If I have any specific questions, there are a few accountants that I call, and a few other people in my network. And you want to have people that consistently help you level up. And that's so important. Sometimes my husband has like that negative energy and it affects me, but sometimes he has positive energy and he allows me to be who I want to be. And if not, I leave the house, I blast the music, and I do what I gotta do. And, and then it's just, yes, Nagina, yes. So it's really important to have positive people and people that will always support you no matter what around you. Because if you have an idea and you go to that person and you say, hey, I have an idea, and that person may say, no, it's not a good idea. But, I'm so thankful that, back in the days, I really didn't say my idea to anybody or wants to open an accounting firm. I personally would think that I'm crazy, because if I shared my ideas with most of my friends at 22 or 23 years old, I want to open an accounting firm and I'm going to like start giving out flyers and letting everybody know. I think, I would tell that person, I think you're crazy, and it's impossible for me to hit, but several $1,000s at the year. But the first year I hit about $85,000 annually, which is crazy, right? So don't, sometimes it just doesn't make sense for you to even share your ideas with negative friends or family or relatives around the area. You just need to just have your vision, know exactly what you want, think to yourself. And sometimes I do have people in my inner circle, but sometimes I love being alone. I go to the beach. I have my journal, which is my best friend. I think about everything that I want. I think about, what I want to do, why I want it, how I'm going to get it. I visualize, exactly what these specific pieces, and I go back to New York fully energized, and I take massive action, which is how I got to, 7 figures year to date, how I have 20 employees working for me. And a lot of them are thankfully, happy because I, as Alex Sharfin once said, you don't want to boss anybody around. I hate when they call me, hey boss, or I know they do it as a joke, but I'm nobody's boss. Everybody's smart enough to be their own boss. They know exactly what they need to do. And, you just coach them. There's an issue, you just coach them. It's just a different perspective. And when you coach them and you coach them out of love and you speak from the heart versus the mind, I think, and they see like we're all in this together, then my employees are just amazing, and they're always there for me. And I don't even know what I do. I just say like I had to do something in the past lifetime that I did something, because during tax season, I don't even ask them to stay 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I go in the next room and I'm embarrassed. And they're like, Rachel, I'm like, what are you doing here? Get out. They're like, no, I need to make sure that this tax return was e-filed. I'm not going to go home until I get that notification from the IRS. And I'm like, I don't even know what I did to them. And it looks like, I'm obviously thankful for them, of course, but it obviously has a lot to do with, being positive, helping them, doing a lot for them. And they know that any additional profits or any great, like, we all benefit, right? If the company profits, then obviously they're going to be making more money. If the company profits, like in the next 2 weeks, we're probably going to go to Cunningham Park and have a picnic because we're just overly working. We're stressed out a little bit. We're just going to take a step back and focus on where we want to go. And I'm going to motivate my team, and we're just going to have a team meeting. But guys, I don't want you to think that once you hit $1 million, you're not gonna, you're not gonna have any issues. There's so many other issues that are going to come up at different stages of your life. So at different stages of your life. So when I made $100,000, I had different issues. When I was at, $500,000, I was just at a different level. And then when I hit $1 million, it was just a different set of problems. And you just got to go with it. You got to do it. And Arnie, I see that you're watching now. So one thing was coaching, as I'm mentioning, to everybody, that masterminds was one of the things that helped me get to the 7-figure area. So another thing that helped me get to 7 figures was, when you focus on the money, it will come. But when you get on the phone, people smell that you want to sell, right? So I don't do that. I get on the phone and I understand exactly what the client needs. And when you're listening to the client as a friend, right? You're on the same side as the client. You're not against them, right? And they're explaining to me, hey, I made $1 million, but I don't know what my numbers are. Or I made $5 million and I don't even know what my tax bill looks like. And you explain the entire issue, because a lot of accountants, what they do, no offense to them, is they're always afraid to share free information on the call. And I try to give as much free as I used to, well, because I don't do the sales calls anymore, which is another thing. How I got to 7 figures was I hired a sales director who now takes all my sales calls. I hired an operations manager who handles all of my operations. I have a, accounting supervisor who literally manages and reviews everything. So, I just delegated. And Alicia, to be honest with you, what got me to 250 to 500 and then again 500 to $1 million, 250 to 500, I would say, is delegation. I got more time in the day by delegating. And sometimes it was at a loss. I had to take a loan from my grandparents because I had to hire qualified people. The biggest mistake that a lot of people do is when they're small, they're afraid to invest. And I was not afraid because I knew exactly what my service was. I knew, again, where I wanted to go. I knew exactly, and I was very clear as to the end result. detailed. I drew it out and I knew exactly. Like right now, I know that I'm going to hit, $5 million with several employees and several departments, and how many clients we're going to hit and how much money they're going to be getting. They're going to be paying us on a monthly basis, and specifically for what services, etc. Like I know my numbers, and I know it. If I had to draw it out, I would draw it out right away. But so from 250 to 500 was hiring the proper people, okay? So a lot of people, they say, oh, I can't hire somebody at $80,000 a year or $50,000 a year. And to be honest with you, when I was at the 250K, that was a lot of money for me, but I still did. I said, you know what? I may have a profit. I may have less of a profit now, because I needed specific key employees so I could free up my time, so I could delegate, and so I could invest into marketing and sales. So as soon as I made that transition, I was able to move it. I was able to hit 500K. Now at that level, when I hit 500K, I'm like, oh my God, again, I got all these clients. I was able to delegate to the accountants, and now we're all happy. I think I had like 5 to 6 employees at the time. And now I said, okay, what am I supposed to do to hit $1 million? I was hitting a ceiling. I'm like, what am I going to do? I don't know who to ask. Like I said before, I had I hired a coach that was unable to help me. And and sometimes you really need to go through failures in order for you to find the perfect person, to coach you. But I had to go through coaching, and then I had to make that transition from accounting to sales. And when I went to sales and I understood the marketing, the messaging, and exactly what the clients need, and getting on the phone with new clients, and they were able to tell me what their frustrations were with other clients, and or not clients, what their frustration was with other accountants. Like, let's say a client would tell me, my accountant never picks up the phone, or my accountant never answers emails, or I dropped off documents and 5 months later I don't hear a response. Everything they said, I wrote it down, and I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. I can't believe people are going through this. And it's just the pain was, I think they heard it in my voice, because I'm an accountant. I'm not a salesperson, which is why I don't know if it makes sense when you're transitioning sometimes for you to hire a salesperson. And by the way, I want to say something. So I was very careful when I hired my salesperson, because I don't want people to think I'm all about selling. I made sure with my sales guy, I said, listen, make sure you're not trying to get that extra dollar. I don't care about the dollar. I want to help people as much as I can, okay? I don't care, $500 is not going to make me rich, right? I want to make sure, if I hear that you're trying to be like a snarky salesperson on the call, then, when I hear it, I feel disgusted, and I think like the person is trying to sell me something that I don't need, right? So I was very clear with my salesperson. We only charge people if we know for sure that we can help them, right? So other accountants, they may say, yeah, I could open a corporation. I don't know if you're going to get accepted. Or, they may charge someone. I don't know. It really depends. But I will never take money from someone if I can't help them. Ethics is something huge in my company. And I think because of the ethics, and that's the number one core value that I believe in, and money is like the last thing. I think money will always come to you when you're doing everything ethically and the right way. And sometimes it's hard for people because they're after the money. Relax. The money will always be there. The money will always come to you. Just do the right thing. And you don't know, I believe in it so much, because we were helping people with the PPP loans, for example. And there are a lot of people that are like, oh, what if, and we told people, we don't think you're going to get accepted. We don't think you're going to get, approved. And they say, no, just take my money. Let's just give it a try. And I say, no, you don't have any payroll income, or you don't have, X, Y, and Z. And my guy, the salespeople may want to make a commission, but no, we refunded them. I'm not here to, make extra money and not care about the back end. The delivery is always a lot more important to me than the sales, because if the delivery is great, and if we have a lot of, more improvement, etc. But if you do what you need, if you do what you say you'll do at the delivery, then you'll get referrals. You'll be happy. You'll have consistent clients that are coming back to you on a monthly basis. And yeah, I don't know. So let me answer a question. Okay, what online platform do you suggest? So what online study platform do you suggest? Honestly, I don't recommend anything. It doesn't really matter what platform. I think a lot of people just get so, I don't know, into platform and into platforms or it doesn't matter. Like my coach always says, it doesn't matter what platform, just do everything you can to get the information that you need at that time. So again, evaluate your business first, because sometimes when you hear so much information, you're like, oh, I need to do this and I need to do that and I need to do that. And then you go crazy, you feel overwhelmed and you don't even know what you need to do. So I would just say focus on sales first or focus on the delivery. Make sure your clients are happy. It really depends on where you are in your business, and it's either mainly sales or delivery. If delivery is perfect, then focus on sales or hire a marketing person to go out there and get leads so you can, get on calls and see if you're able to help them. And trust me, it's the best feeling in the world when there's a mutual connection and you see a person in front of you that needs help, or that I'm able to help them save $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. It's just a perfect partnership. I don't know how to explain it. It's magic. It feels amazing. The energy is great. And you feel great, and then you're like, okay, fine. Now you feel momentum, right? You want to go next, and you want to, help the other person. You want to help the other person and share your wins, and be in that positive energy state so you can attract better clients to you, which is another thing that I really did. In the past 2 years, I think I attracted the best clients. All the clients that I have right now are my dream clients. I've always wanted specific, great clients, and you just do your best. Let me just, thank you, Alicia. Yep, delegation, and then you focus on sales, which is exactly what I did. And just see, you're so focused. Okay, yep. So, okay, Alicia, I hope I answered your question. Let me know if you have any other questions. So again, the second thing, like I mentioned, was reading books. Third thing is hiring managers that can take over that specific department, so you can be the CEO. You want to do that. Third, like the fourth, whatever, I don't even know what number I'm in. Energy it's all about energy, making sure that you have the proper circle, the proper people around you. And if you don't share your ideas with them. Just write it down on a piece of paper, and you'll find people that are the same mindset on you that are as you in masterminds, in in your coaching groups, and you just share your insights and where you want to go. And then the other thing is, like, honestly, systems and processes is another huge thing. If you guys don't have systems and processes on how you do your delivery, then everything may break. I mean, we need to have, in my business, I must have specific systems and processes because we have specific deadlines that need to be met. God forbid if we miss an IRS deadline, then, we're going to start losing clients, God forbid, which we have specific deadlines, to meet them. And thank God we never had an issue. But you want to have specific systems and processes, standard operations procedures that documents every single thing from marketing to sales to operations, etc. And then another thing that really helped me get to seven figures was really, so this year and last year, I hit seven figures and I worked a lot less. I traveled much more because of my coach. And it's all about the employees. Guys, if you think you're helping, and this is something really big, okay? If you think you're helping someone, there are a lot of people that come to you and they say, oh, I need a discounted rate, or once in a while, if you want to give a client a discounted rate, that's fine. But if people consistently ask for a discount, you're not helping them, you're hurting them. You need to make sure that the price that you are pricing your services is at the proper price, because I want to explain something. As soon as I raised my price, I was able to help people even more. And I'll explain that to you. So let's say low price company, what happens? I had an admin at $10 an hour back in the days. She was okay. She did her best, but she obviously didn't have enough skills for her to be at a higher level, right? And when I was hitting $200,000 a year, I had a smaller office space. So I didn't even have a window in my office because I couldn't afford it. Right now, when I raise my price, excuse me. So when you raise your price, you're able to afford better leaders, better people. You're able to travel more and go to the best conferences all over the world, so you can get the best education. And even I don't know when exactly, but it's on our agenda for us to give top education to our team. What happens when you're profitable? What happens when you make more money? You get a bigger space, you get better people, you're able to give them more training. Everybody is so much happier. The profits doesn't mean that it's all going to you. You're reinvesting it into the company, so the clients at the end will be happy, because you're going to answer that email within a couple of hours, because you have good people working for you, right? You're able to meet a client in my conference room. Why? Because I'm profitable. I'm able to afford a bigger space. Profits solve most of the problems. So you want to make sure that you are profitable, which is why it's super important to review your profit and loss reports every single month, for you to, kill those expenses that you don't need, specific, dues and subscriptions, or employees that, you just need to look at timesheets. Numbers really tell you a lot. And if you're looking at the P&L timesheets on a weekly basis, and you're looking at the ROI, then you're able to make weekly decisions. And because of that, you're able to get momentum every single week. You shouldn't be doing it every month. Sometimes it really depends on where you are, but timesheets on a weekly basis, reviewing your numbers. How much did you make? What are you supposed to do? Reading a book on a weekly basis. And within 52 weeks, you're able to do so much. Change your entire business. And honestly, every single quarter, I feel like I'm a different person. Every single quarter, because of the podcasts that I'm listening to, because of the books that I'm reading, because of the people that I'm connected to. And it's incredible with how much you're able to do because you're profitable. When I was making $250,000 or $500,000, I was consistently working. It was a dream. It was a dream for me to go to conferences. It was a dream for me to have a high level coach. I couldn't. How can I? I was just like literally at a rat race. Email, phone calls, and it was a lot. So as soon as you increase your prices, when you feel confident that people will start buying from you, then you're able to have higher profits, and then you're able to reinvest that money into coaching, masterminds, reading books, education materials, hiring a systems person that can help you create better systems, or you can do that, or even have enough time so you can think. Okay, and guys, quarterly meetings are crucial. Monthly meetings are so important. You need to know exactly where you're going, and you want to know what you need to do in order for you to get there. And sometimes the to-do may change. It doesn't matter. So you just find another way to get what you want, or you just reevaluate, you pivot, and you just get what you want. So knowing what you want is crucially important. It's very important. And like I said before, if you want to hit $80,000 a month, so think about it. What do you need to do right now to hit 20,000? How many clients do you need to have? In what niche? What services, what packages are you able to sell? Do you need I even forgot. We hired an onboarding specialist this week who can work with people to onboard them, so he can get on the phone, explain the entire process, and give a better experience, client experience to our clients. He's training this week and next week. So it's just, you want to do everything you can. And like I said, profits, you're able to reinvest it back into the company, pay employees at a higher rate. Employees are so much happier, and that means they're able to do so much more for your clients. And you just build a beautiful relationship and a beautiful business that way. And the way that it all started was education. It was all education. It was the masterminds. It was the coaching. It was, I'm very into, that's the only thing that changed my life. I went to Tony Robbins several times. I went to Business Mastery. Honestly, Tony Robbins changed my entire life, because at that time, it wasn't even the education. It was about the energy. It was about, I don't know. I can't explain it, but it's just, peaks. Just get yourself at a higher energy. And I met so many people there. One client actually connected me with so many people that helped me. I think he helped me get to like $300,000 to $400,000 instantly because of the referrals within a few years. So I don't see any more comments. Actually, I do. Hold on one second. How did you learn to hire? Hey, how are you, Lakshmi? How did you hire and manage? How did you learn to hire? Did you read a book or just... So great question, Agina. The way I learned to hire was through my own personal experience, to be honest with you. So I just hired, and I had to go through so many hires, right? I think that's really the only way. And Alicia really agrees with me. You have to fail. You just have to post. I posted ads on Craigslist in the past. You call and you say nope. And oh my God, at one time, I'll tell you guys, a few years ago, I was so tired of my employees. I fired everybody. Okay. I fired everybody like 5 years. I don't remember, even 4 or 5 years ago. It was even on my birthday. Okay. I worked the entire day. So I picked up the phone. I answered emails. I prepared returns. I started all over. And I'm like, that's it. It's not, it's not. And I blamed myself so much for it, because it's not about, it's not the employees. It's us. It's us. It's the employees don't produce because of me, because of my training, because I'm coaching them the wrong way. And I remember Tony Robbins saying in Business Mastery in 2016, he said, how many people do you have in your office that you need to fire? And I raised my hand, and I remember I came back to my office and I fired everybody. That was in August of 2016, and September is my birthday. So I guess it was 2016. And he also said, I don't remember where, I lost track, sorry, but like, you just need to try it. You try it, you start a good relationship, you give them the proper coaching and training, and you know what you could do? Just right, okay, for admin position, what are the key things that you need them to do? Checking phone calls or answering phone calls, responding to emails. I used to hire anybody that was just nice to me. I'm like, you know what, you want a job? I felt bad for them. I felt really bad for them, and I just hired them. And it was just like, it was like, you know what? Oh my God, I failed again. I failed so many times. You have no idea how many times I failed, and it's my fault. And oh, that's what Tony Robbins said. He's like, it's not the employee's fault. It's the leader's fault. They are following us. It's our fault that our employees don't perform. Sometimes, I mean, obviously I don't want to take 100% of the blame. It really depends, but it's most of the time it's because of us. It's because of, and once I started, training, and I took proper training, I started taking better coaching. I started reading better books on how to hire properly, or how to treat employees, and how to, I used to like, oh my God, I used to say, what are you doing now? Like my previous boss used to like, you can't talk to anybody. We couldn't talk to, we couldn't have normal conversations with our team. And now I don't care if my team talks to people, it obviously, like, I mean, I don't care. I care about the end result. I want to make sure that they have a to-do list. They get it done by the end of the day. They're happy. They feel good about what they're doing. And because they feel good, and they're properly skilled, and now I'm able to instantly tell if somebody's skilled or not for that specific position. And they're, that's it. They have the proper training, and that's how honestly, you just got to hire. You got to hire and fire. And that was one of the hardest things for me, because I hate wasting time. I'm just crazy like that. I hate wasting time. And for me to train, for me to hire was like, and then if that person didn't work out, then I'm again 3 months behind. And I was like in a consistent rat race. And I said, that's it. I don't care anymore. I'm going to a conference that's going to help me. And one of the conferences that helped me was Tony Robbins, that got me back into the proper motivation, the proper energy. So I had enough energy to go through, training and everything. And that's it. So anything that isn't working is because we haven't figured it out. Exactly. So there's like lots of training out there that can help you. And guys, you know what? And I'll tell you one really quick story. I remember years ago, I don't remember what year it was. I was so down in my business. It was December. Okay. It was December. And I'm like, okay, I have thousands of dollars of credit cards. It was like maybe 5-6 years ago. I don't know. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. December is pretty slow, and there's not that much income coming in, and my energy is so low, and we didn't have enough money in the account. I remember this so clearly. I'm like, I'm telling my husband, I'm like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to Florida. He's like, what do you mean? You don't even have money in your account. What are you talking about? How are you going to go to Florida? And I'm like, I just need to reset. I need to go for 5 days. It costed like $3,000-$4,000. I took a loan, okay, for, several years ago, or I don't even know, put it on credit cards or whatever, because I never like to waste and just like to pay, because I knew tax season was coming. And I'm like, I'm going to go over to Florida in December, and I'm going to read 2 books. I read 2 books on the beach, and I'm going to write my plan on the beach of exactly what I'm going to do in order for me to hit, 6 figures at the time. And that tax season was the best tax season ever, because I had to reset my mind. Sometimes when you're in the negative energy and when you're like in this rat race and you don't know how to get out of it, and you're fighting with your husband or you're fighting with your employees, and sometimes you just need to reset, and you need to, now I don't know if you can do that with COVID, but you just need to reset and have a I don't know, I just like to go on my own on the beach and just be alone and think where I'm going and what I'm doing, and read books, and be in my just learn, focus on personal development so I could be a better person. And when you reset, you come back as a new person. You're able to give more to your clients, give more to your employees, give more to your kids, and you have that like just amazing energy. But you just want to stop everything and reset. And when you come back, you feel so energized. And now you're able to start and, speak to clients, help clients, hire more employees, give the proper energy to them, and just be a better person. And honestly, this entire video is how I hit 7 figures last year. I think we hit like 1.6 last year. And this year we're close to hitting $1 million, and it's not even June. So, it's incredible. If I did it, you can do it. And there are a lot of coaches out there. Like I said before, they hit $1 million within several years of their company. We hit it. And again, it's all about education. You get to where you want to go faster with education, with proper systems, with coaching. And you're just like 10x. You speed up the process, and obviously with the proper people around you. Because if one person says that's a bad idea, you don't feel motivated anymore to continue with that idea. I don't listen to anybody personally. I just have my own intuition. I don't know. I know what's a good idea. I've listened to my own intuition in the past, and I kind of know what would work for me and what won't work, and you just go through there. So thank you, Alicia. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So guys, I just want to share that you could all do it yourself. You could do it as well, and you could start with watching YouTube videos, bring your energy at a level 10, start reading books, implement everything, go to masterminds. If you think a mastermind is too expensive at this time, then don't attend a mastermind. Start reading books, start making a lot of money, start selling, start failing. Hire people, train them, learn from your mistakes, and hire again. And this week has been incredible. This month has been incredible. And I've learned so much. Like I mentioned, I sold my house, which I thought that I would never be able to do at the price that I've always wanted. I bought my dream house, which I've always wanted. I promoted my admin to operations manager. I hired a new executive assistant who, thank God, I don't need to train, because my operations manager is going to train that person. We hired, a call came in. We hired an onboarding specialist, to help us onboard clients much faster and give clients a better experience. And the delivery, I have an amazing accounting manager who just works so hard and works really hard and makes sure the delivery is on time and accurate, which is crucial, right? And accurate. And it's just been a crazy month, and I just want to tell everybody, it does not matter. Thank you, Arcady. It does not matter COVID-19, COVID-20. I don't care. It doesn't matter. If your business is not doing well, pivot. Use this time to read. Use this time to hire a coach. Use this time to think about what you want to do. How much money do you want to make? And what you want to do. Use this, honestly, except for, we don't want people dying, but COVID has been a blessing, because we just step back, you think about what you want to do. And I'm thinking of even getting rid of my office, which is what we thought about for the past 2 months. And I want to buy this commercial building, as I mentioned. And another thing, guys, everybody said, you're a woman, you can't do this, right? You can't do it, you're a woman. And in my community, it's so rare for somebody to hit 7 figures and then purchase a commercial property. It's so rare. But yet, all you need to do is just believe in yourself and stay humble and do everything you can for your employees and your clients. And you could just do it. You just need to believe in yourself and get rid of those negative friends that you have. Get rid of the negative circle. Like I just say, I'm not interested. You just go forward with what you want. Stop listening to the naysayers and have a really good circle. So if you have any questions, let me know. I don't see any additional questions, here. But like I said, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Have the right energy, and start reading books, masterminds, coaches. Have proper systems. Have really good, processes in place. And so much more. So I really enjoyed spending time with everybody here. I really hope that you take a few of my nuggets and implement it. And if there are any specific questions that you have, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, I'm thankful that I'm the CEO and I don't do any of the messaging. Sometimes I look through my Facebook and I respond to the notifications depending on who it is. But the messages, I have, somebody else responding, and it really depends when and what I'm doing. But guys, if you want to be the CEO, you have to step back and do things that only you can do, right? You want to bring your company forward faster, so you need to think about the entire vision. You need to think about goal setting, where you want to go, what you want to do, and who you need in order for you to be there, okay? And you can never hit 7 to 8 figures on your own. You would need specific people to help you get there. I say, I need a bus, and I need the right people behind me. And when you have the right people behind you, you are able to go forward faster. And when you have the proper systems behind you, you're able to help so many people, a lot more people faster. So just, again, read books, implement a little bit, read another book, implement again. You don't need to read a book every single week. Read something, listen to something. Where are you? Where is your business hurting right now? Are sales low? Then focus on sales. Are people not interested in your products? Why? Are you selling, diet pills to skinny people? You need to make sure that you're serving your niche exactly what they're looking for, and maybe ask people for feedback. Ask people what can you do to change, and do your own research on your specific product and business. And then if you don't have anything, then start a business that you're passionate about. I love helping people make more money. I love helping people. I love it when people tell me, oh my God, I just got an extra $150, $1,000 in my account today. Or somebody said, they got the PPP loan and they got an extra $40,000. That is I love it. I enjoy it. I love, I go to the hair salon and I give her all these tips on finances and I feel so good. It doesn't matter if they're a I just want to make sure that I'm really helping everybody. I go to the hair salon, I go to the supermarket, I go everywhere, and I want to help the entire world succeed. And then you know what? When you have that mindset, it's always going to come back to you a million times. So have a great day, guys. Thank you for watching. And if you have any questions, just feel free to ask me. Thank you. Bye.